Welcome back everyone to Zoo Sicily and welcome back to the follow-up episode of our wonderful seal area. As you have seen in the last episode, we've done a 3-pond area for the sea lion, the monk seal and the grey seal, as you can see on screen right now. And today we are going to enlarge this area with a couple of little things we added, as well as the Italian or the Sicilian alley. It's a wonderful build. I have actually been super happy with the results so far, and I have enjoyed all the live streams we've had actually to make these a lot. More about the live streams in a later stage of the video, to be honest. But first of all, sorry for my voice. I'm sounding like a mad crazy person who has, I don't know, cut off his nose or so. The pollen allergy just hit so hard. I'm not really feeling all that well this week, but I had to make a video simply because there is so much material, like so much material, that I couldn't go on without making a video first and getting your feedback and your reactions on it. And also just, just to generally make a video. I was just having a little bit of a break this week, like 4 or 5 days even of not doing anything, and already missing it. Such a bad feeling. Now, I'm gonna explain you a little what we're doing. I can't be here throughout the entire speed build. This is just not doable with my voice at the moment. And I also want to do like a little real-time part. But first of all, I'm going to explain a couple of things about the enrichment items you're going to see on screen in a couple minutes actually, and you already see this kind of dog hose ball thingy. I have actually used ChatGPT, as you have seen in the video maybe, to get some more inspiration for individual enrichment items for our animals. Now, one thing I think this is very obvious where we are lacking a lot of enrichment items in Planet Zoo is for the diving animals. We don't really have much more than the fish feeder and this one buoy tool. Other than that, the balls are pretty much, they do float, but they're not an enrichment item per se for the water. So we do not have any type of enrichment items that is in the water. We do have the floaty platform though, where they just can jump on top of. I just do love that. But other than that, we are really in lack of enrichment items that can be used underwater. So I made some myself, placed them in a spot where they do swim around. Obviously, they do not interact with it. As you can tell, I'm just putting that here next to the rock because the rock does block the swimming path anyways. So, yeah. But I gotta say, though, it looks super cool once it's done. And it looks super cool in general with the animals swimming down here. Yeah, I had a bit of a struggle what I wanted to put in. So, technically, what they do have in there in the real zoos is like frozen pieces of meat or some other kind of little scent pieces, so that they do need to go there and try to get it out here or actually lick on it. So it's kind of cool to see that how in real zoos they just kind of use that, how they need to swim around, then they use their noses to just push it open or something like that. Looks really cool. I'm a big fan of that, and obviously I might a couple more of these just in the other habitats as well. And then we also focused on making like a little platform, but this one is not included in the time-lapse, as I remember correctly. But also, we made some other cool stuff, which I'm going to show you in the real-time part. Now, as I've been testing around a couple of things here, I gotta say that I'm relatively happy with how this whole thing turned out. As you can see, this is the start, by the way, of this floating platform. We used some of the cool conservation credit things. I measured this by using the actual platform in-game, and just to give you a couple of ideas. Now, what they use these things for, also why you can see the brush on it from the brooms, this is pretty cool because they use it to scrub the animals. Like they do swim around there and then just kind of lean their bodies against these brushes, and then they just kind of scrub a little, it's like a little massage for the sea lion, seals and so on. I was a really big fan of this idea. So yeah, I'm really happy because I would have never came up with these ideas without the AI, to be honest, because it was always a hard task. If you just Google for enrichment items, there's always such a mass of items and you never know exactly what they are for. So it was very helpful to use that. But now let's speak about the main aspect of today's episode. I was about to say we have no animals included, but that's a lie. We do have 2 exhibit animals during our walkthrough today. I'm not going to spoil which those are because I have no idea. Maybe they are in the speed build, maybe they're not. I forgot what I left in and what not. But the material, I had over 6.5 hours of material again, so I need to boil that down. It's a bit easier to boil things down when we've done that in the live stream, because live stream is always a lot slower, because we do things, you know, we talk about things, we do things, so building is not as straightforward as it would be if I do it on my own. But that said, it's also not that big of an issue, simply because the streams are fun. And I would highly encourage you guys, if you're listening to this video right now, if you're here, even if you skip to this point of the video, make sure to click the link in the description of my Twitch channel. I'm streaming more regular right now, and I've got an announcement for you guys. If I'm feeling better again, which hopefully is next week, I agreed on 2 fixed dates now with my wife. We found a good solution. She has also some hobby things she's doing on these days, so it's pretty fitting, because we don't, like, just to give you a bit of an explanation why it's a bit harder to find these days. Now, as I have a real-time job, as I have a family, the rule I set with my wife about my YouTube channel is that I only want to do YouTube during our time together when it's really necessary, like when there's like an announcement, or if there's no other chance to do it. But other than that, the rule is that I'm only doing it when there wouldn't be any time for us anyways, just to keep the social life as it is right now, you know. For example, just take the example of a very nice sunny afternoon. You know, I'd rather sit outside with my family enjoying the sun and seeing my little one climb on her little climbing rig and stuff, than just sitting down here and doing some live streams. I'm honestly, it's not my job, so it's not necessary, so why would I favor that over the other, even though I love you guys a lot, but I guess you can understand that. However, since I'm doing that late in the evening anyways, both of them are much likely already in the bed. My wife is going to bed way earlier because she gets up a lot earlier, so that's good in that way. And also my little one has to go, even though if she doesn't want to, she needs to go to bed a lot earlier than I do, so that will be good. But finally we agreed on the 2 dates of Monday and Wednesday from around 9-ish p.m. to around, yeah, actually midnight. So that's the kind of frame which we're working with. It might be starting earlier and going longer, and it might also start later and ending earlier, but around these 3 hours is the target. So we've got 6 hours of stream set in the future, so that will be absolutely massive if you guys could also go over there and just drop me a follow. There are a couple of good reasons why I'm doing that on Twitch and not on YouTube, which I'm going to talk about maybe in another video or on Twitch directly. It's a lot about the likeliness of having an enjoyable stream is still very much higher on Twitch, simply because the stream experience is still better. Also, I'm kind of in between. The YouTube streams I tried in the past have been underwhelming, I should say, in terms of performance and in terms of like feedback, and I don't know what it is. You can let me know in the comments down below if you would watch a YouTube live stream as well, or if you favor Twitch, because I still know that a lot of people who actually favor YouTube as a content format still favor Twitch over YouTube as a live stream format. So it's not like super unlikely that you guys would think the same. However, I promise to speak a lot more about this this alley here. Now, I've had a lot of inspiration from pictures from Sicily and some other Italian cities, but the idea really was to create this wonderful alley as a destination for this zoo. We have a lot of little shops in here, as you can tell. I will make some really cool little things in the next episode, which is also going to include another modded animal, which I'm not going to spoil right now. For those of you who've been in the stream, you know which animal this is going to be. I think it's super fitting. It's going to be super exciting because we don't have that animal as an... We do have this animal in-game, but we don't have this animal in-game in the way I want to use it, so maybe that gives you a hint already. But yeah, I just wanted to include so many of these like balcony designs. I wanted to ensure that everything looks really cozy and nice, and the idea is also that this is a mixture of a facade, but also at the same time an actual usable kind of village, in a way that this could be for the zookeepers and for the people working here, for the staff members, if they need to stay overnight or so, that we have some rooms in here. It could also be like the perfect place for a little hotel if needed. So these things are very good, and I think this is a pretty good idea. In any case, this area itself is very tight, so that should also sell the idea of an Italian alley a lot more, but it also brings a nice transition into the next area, which is going to be less focused on on like diving animals and Mediterranean animals. I have some ideas. We need to discuss this on stream. Like, I'm just gonna give you these ideas right now because it's no secret. The first idea I had, but I already took a little bit of a step back from that idea. The first idea I had was to kind of mirror this area of the diving animals of Mediterranean area with the diving animals of the Arctic Sea, so that we would have, the penguin in there, and also the like maybe get a harbor seal in, like a fur seal, something like that, and also see if we can have like the sea otter, which I have as a mod as well. I thought that would be a good idea, but I still have a little bit of an issue with the required electricity and energy needed for an area like that, because you have to do it somewhat indoors, and I didn't want to have like another massive building next to the alley already, so I kind of took a little bit of a step back. I still want to do that. I still want to have like an Arctic area in this zoo. I want to use all the available sun. Like, I want to put a huge farm of photovoltaic, like solar panels in here, just to make sure that we would make this somewhat sustainable. I think this is doable. There is no denial that there are some concepts already out there that would do this pretty nicely. But I gotta say that it just kind of is relatively hard to achieve at this point, because I have so many big structures in this area. So maybe we gotta put this in another spot, and we have to continue with like the Mediterranean, like hot area animals. I'm not really sure if we stick with that, but this is my idea right now. Or maybe I'm just going to make like a little transition from the street with a huge plaza, or maybe like a little, almost like forest area where they can go through, like a little park or so, and that then transitions into the Arctic area where there is like a bit building. I have no idea if, for example, can we cool, like, would it be possible to also have like an outside area for the winter time, so like different seasons in which it's colder, that they come outside as well? I'm not sure if that's possible. Like, all the zoos I know from our area here in Central Europe are mostly having these as an indoor section. Some of them also have like an outdoor section, but this is mostly done with a lot of shade and shadows and stuff like that. I'm not sure, because like Sicily is obviously a lot more warm than my region is, so I don't know. Maybe let me know your thoughts about that in the comments down below. I think this would be very helpful. Anyways, as you can tell that my voice is really not doing the best today, I'm gonna call it a day for the time-lapse right now, and I'm gonna talk to you again in a couple minutes once we are in the time-lapse. So in the real-time part. Oh my god, my brain is also not working properly. See you there, have a good time-lapse time, and until then. in-game tour today on a little bit of a different spot, because I think we haven't seen that in the last episode, and only for those who've been on Twitch. So we do have a new viewing opportunity of the Monkseals with some wonderful new education signs made by Omi. These are pretty neat because they are also focused on being for these tiny little education signs that we have all across the zoo. They will be also filled in by the time. And we have also this little nice beach area from which you can have a little look of onto the area for them, and then you can see them, you know, going into the water, whatnot. I like this one a lot because it is also kind of a good showcase on how you can interact with even smallest areas. So this is pretty neat. And if we go forward, you can see we have another little nostalgic kick towards our wonderful Yosemite education board. This was the first education board I ever built, and that was for Yosemite. Back in the day, we didn't have billboards or anything, so that was just kind of fake and trying to reduce the amount of pieces by just using 2 education boards. So yeah, that's the first thing I ever did, just as a little nod to the past. Then there's not really that much that changed over here. I did a couple of little adjustments in this area. You can see there are the enrichment items. Look at that, it looks kind of cool with the box over here. We also do now have some backstage gates now in the water. I'm not sure if I talked about that in the last episode, but they can basically swim down into a little backstage unit, which I think is very much required. The same goes in the back there. And then realistically, there would be kind of an indoor section, which is just implied as if it's there. The space would be given, but that's that. Yeah, one of these signs as well in a vertical layout, and as you can tell, this is kind of cool. This is also with the TV frame recolored. It looks like a very thin frame, and I love it. It almost looks like a poster frame. Very big fan of it, also with the Zoo Sicily logo on top. I'm very, very happy with how that looks, and also they are super endangered. This is also a correction to the in-game board, which is wrong. As you can see over here, this is wrong. The mods will hopefully be adjusted in that, so this is correct. And now let's go forward through this little tunnel thingy over here. We've got this little view. You can see there's one of the fake enrichment items, and this is the floaty platform. We're gonna have a look at that from above. Let me just turn around so we have a little look from over here. There's that platform, as you can tell. Yeah, really cool. I think the view from over here is pretty decent. But now this is what we were talking about. This is the little Italian alley. And let me just go back here just for a minute and show you the view from over here. Look at that. I think this is looking very cool. If you stand here and you see this, I think this bush is placed very nicely because it gives you even more of the feeling of this dense little alley. All the trees and flowers in here. A lot of depth in here. Different layers always add so much depth. I think I love the way how it works. We have got a little gulpy shop in here. We can grab a little drink if you want to. Then we've got a little building in here. You can sit down if you want to, you know, take a seat over here. Oh, look at that. It's very cozy. This could be like an orange tree or like whatever tree. This is kind of a lemon tree, could also be good. Then I found a cool new way of abusing these tropical flowers to make them like some reddish flowers that you would see in these alleys quite a lot. I think it works pretty well. We've got a tiny little tiny little shop over here. I'm not even sure what exactly that is. Oh, look at that. There's a wall missing. And if we go forward, as promised, we've got 2 animals in here. Look at that. There is a tiny little thing. Don't mind the wrong, you know, enrichment boards. They will be exchanged every minute. So this is that. And if we look in here, let's see if we can see anyone. Oh, yeah, look at that. There's the fire salamander in this one. Very nice indeed. Not sure if there's another one to be spotted. Not really. And if we go over here, this is the terrapin, should be. Not sure if there's anyone in the water. Oh, looks like not right now. Oh, no, it's wrong. It's not the terrapin. It's the, oh gosh, I forgot the name. But yeah, the Anoop crest, I think it is. So this is kind of cool. And you can see from the size, it's really much for the kids meant to be. They're floating a little, but that's that. So yeah, this will be fixed with some cool enrichment boards so that you can see there's already like kind of a thing placed where I will put in another fake aquarium. This will look also kind of cool as if there's an aquarium in there. But that's that. And also we have the access to the backstage area, which has to be somewhat refined as well, but this will be done. We've got some wheelchair and stroller ramps if needed. I think this is also pretty needed. And we've got a couple of little niches to put some benches in and stuff. We've got a little just a memento here where I will have to readjust the back wall. It is a little bit too narrow, so I gotta have to change that. But then that's it already, and once we go down from over here, I think the view is so cool. Like, imagine if this is fully done, a couple of plants are missing, a couple of little details. We are going to have like a water feature dribble down over here, and as I said, this is gonna feature a new little layout over here. There's gonna be a cool little habitat down here. This will receive a little plaza refurbishment, so some seating opportunities, some more plants, and then just imagine how cool that looks once you look down this alley. I think this is just such a wonderful, wonderful view from this point. It really does give you the absolute nice feeling of a Sicilian alley. It just kind of creates so much depth in here. I'm just like super in awe with the building. Hopefully you guys are so much in awe as I am right now as well, because this took a lot of work, even though it doesn't look like, but it really took a lot of work. It took a lot of time and a lot of refining with you guys in the live streams. You gave me so many good inspiration for that, so yeah, thanks a lot for that. But this should be the end of today's episode. I'm just gonna go make my way all the way back here, so we can have a nice final look at the finished part of the alley already, which is from over here. Very nice view from over here. Let me just stand down here. Look at that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I certainly did enjoy this quite a lot. Have a wonderful time. Thank you so much, you guys, for following this project, for being in awe with the project, for just, you know, supporting me on the channel. And as I said during the video, if you want to catch me live, you better drop me a follow on Twitch, because that is the easiest way to see when I'm live. And also, as I said, it's not going to be fixed now. Mondays and Wednesdays will be the days where I'm going to live stream. Always the same time, always the same spot. So if you want to catch me, that's the way to do so. But you can also become a member on YouTube. This will also grant you access to the same exclusive club on my Discord channel, where also the Twitch subs are in. So yeah, better be there or be square or whatnot. I'm gonna put some concepts in there every now and then, and just like that. Hopefully this is all gonna be a better experience for you. Not as great as my voice though today, but hopefully similarly good. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful time. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend, and stay safe. Goodbye.